and set up a website. First thing I just want to let you know is I have just taught myself how to do this. So we'll take questions. If you can hold your questions till the end, and we've got plenty of time to go back and do questions. So yeah, I just about 6 years ago, I guess, took over our district website. So I'm the editor for the Hillendale district website and also my club's website, Root and Bloom. You can certainly go on both of those to get ideas or to look around. They're not perfect. The other thing is Suzanne's recording this. We can also send out, rather than having you take notes through the whole presentation, I'd rather you just watch and listen, and we can send each of you through your email this PowerPoint presentation so you can follow it back step by step through. So it's not difficult. It is a little overwhelming at the beginning, but you will do fine. So here are some reasons why you need to have a website. First of all, when someone is looking to join a garden club, we want our clubs and our districts at their fingertips. Our website lets the public know that our garden clubs are active in their neighborhoods. The website is also a very useful tool for our members. Okay, now where I click is covered up with everyone's pictures. Oh, okay, figured it out, moved them over. So who and how often is it maintained? That's kind of up to your club or district as how you want to set it up. We set it up, I'm the web chairman, and I'm responsible for maintaining the site. You're going to make a password, and it's all password protected, so no one can go in and change or add anything that you don't want on it. It is updated monthly or as needed. So, you know, at the beginning of a new term, it gets updated with all the new officers' names and events and dates. And then once that's done, there are just minor updates. It's not as informative as the state website that Chris has done an excellent job on. She's updating it probably daily or several times in a day. So your club or district websites don't have to be quite that detailed. Just start out small. One of the reasons, or the main reason we did it, was to get new members, to let them know that we're there. Although our website is updated monthly, we still leave the entire year on there and the activities listed, so a visitor gets the idea, you know, if they say that they're gonna, our garden club year pretty much ends or slows down in the month of June. So we want to leave everything up all year so that when they're logging in May, they just think, well, we don't do much. So, you know, you can do that in numerical order. You can do it in the backwards order. So you can arrange that, but that's a decision we made, was to leave it up for the entire year so people know what we are doing. We also have links to the state, region, and national garden club websites are included. Our members and visitors can read and learn more about that information too. So this is a free website that our club and district are using, and the website name is weebly.com. It's a free website. There are many websites out there. There's others that are free. There's some that you can pay. Now ours does have some limitations because it's not a paid program. So you know, it's up to you where you want to start. I would recommend starting with the free one, getting used to it, see how much you want to use, how much you want to put on your website as a club. One good thing is Weebly does have a helpline. They're open every day for phone calls from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific time. So there's the numbers listed on your screen. Weebly and Square just about a year ago merged companies. So when you call this number, Square is their primary reason to be answering the phone. So do not make any prompts to select the Square. Bypass all the Square prompts. Select Square Other. They might ask you for your name and email. You can tell them that over the phone, but if you're not already registered as a person using their sites, just ask to speak with a Weebly person. So basically, don't talk to anyone about Square. Make sure you're talking about someone in the Weebly division of their company.
Mhm.
So then you can also start this on your own. You don't have to call them. So the phone number is there just for help. You can go to on the website, just Google Weebly.com. There are several places. There's one that'll come up, Weebly's login. You don't go there until you have a site. But here's the gentleman's picture on get started with your powerful free website builder. Make sure it says free, that the one you choose. And then you're just going to click on this little blue box here where it says create your website.
Beans fit.
Oh, good. I'm not muted.
And actually, this works because Joyce Fell is one of the members on our call here today, and she attended this presentation at the convention last summer, and she now has a website for her garden club, the Tri-Area Garden Club in Port Townsend. So it is very doable. So then what you're going to do is after you click create an account, it's going to ask you to enter your name and your email. You need to create a password and you need to write it down. Don't think you're going to remember. Please write it down because you won't get back in again. It'll be a problem. Then there are different ways you can set up, different styles to set up the website. Don't look at the pictures that you're going to see if you want a beach picture or if you want a mountain picture, because those pictures can all be changed later. What you need to decide on how you want it is there's two ways you can do it. The little 3 dashes on the left of your screen here. If you choose these lines to view like your officers, events, pictures that you would then click on. So lots of websites, you'll go on the website and you say, well, there's not much for me to click on or snoop down through, but you'll see these 3 little marks. Or the other way you can do it is across the top. If you want your clubs and meetings and stuff to show across the top when you first log in, you would not check those 3 little lines in a row. So that just depends on how you want to set up. And so this is just our Hill and Dale district website, the main, it's just the header on our main page. And we'll talk later, but you can see where it says home, clubs, meetings, then horticulture is under it. You can add 2 lines and you'll also learn how, like here, where I have the national, region, and state, that later today I'll show you, you click on that and you can list national, region, and state under one total heading. Okay, so like you saw on the last page, my district has lots of headings. We are also now using Weebly as our history for our district and club. Especially for the club, we had a historian for years that packed around old scrapbooks and no one wanted to pack them around. So we have taken and added all those pictures onto our website based on the year and done away with the scrapbook. So this is a more permanent way to keep a history that should work for everybody. Yeah, okay. So the next question that's going to come up when you're saying create your website on Weebly, it's going to ask if it's a business or personal website, and it doesn't matter which one you choose. So don't get hung up over that. Just pick one. Inside, once you get that far inside, there will be a settings button inside your website that you're starting. And you want to go to the meta that I have here in quotation marks. That is how you want, if you're not doing it as a, well, you don't want to do it as a private website because you want to encourage new members to attend. You can do sections that are member only, like our state has with a password to get in. Our websites for both my club and district are totally open to the public, every single section. We decided not to make any of it private, but that's a decision you can make. So you go into this meta and you need to set up the name of what your website's going to be. For example, this is one of the clubs in our district I used. So their garden club name is Country Gardeners Garden Club. But in order to make it come up in a Google search, when you type in garden clubs in Puyallup, Washington, they will not come up unless you've set up this correctly in your meta screen. So you would put country, comma, gardeners, comma, garden, comma, club, etc. So you need a comma between every single word. You don't run them together. Okay. And also it will take some, once you enter it, the more people that go to your site and pull it up, you can also pull it up manually by typing in your Ursula. The more people that go to it, the faster it'll start coming up on Google. If you set this up, and then what I would do is advertise to your club members to go back in and Google it. So the more times people are looking at this site, it will then automatically pop up. So it's kind of nice that our district and my club website, when you type in a garden club in Puyallup, it's the first one that pops up because it's the one that's being looked at the most. So it's the first one that pops up, which is nice to see. Okay, then once you're inside, you're going to learn how to build a page. So I don't know if you can see my cursor, but right here, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so right here at the top, it says pages. So to click a new page, you're going to click on that. Then a plus comes up here and you're going to hit the plus because you want to add a page. And then you're going to click on standard page right here. And so a standard page, I think I'll go to the next slide here. A standard page comes up, then it's going to ask for a new page name. So type the title in the blue here that you want to show up on your header for that page. So if you want this page to say officers, then type in where blue is, where it says officers. And then adding text to your page, at the top, you would click on build again, and then click on these 3 lines right here where it says text. You would click on that, hold your mouse down, and drag that into the main page of the website. From there, once you've drug that over, a box will show up right down here that says, click here to edit. So you would click right here and it makes it into like a big word insert box and you can start typing. At the top here underneath our header, you can see the Hill and Dale part right here. There's this toolbars. The B is for bold, the I is for italicized, underlined, the plus is to increase or decrease the font. The A, when you click it, comes up with boxes of colors, so you can change the different font to colors. This here, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's like to link your site to other sites, and you'll use this a lot later. And then the next ones that are cut off here by our pictures are like you can put it in the center, the left-hand, right-hand margin, etc. So just hover when you're working in there, hover over the symbol, and it will tell you what it does if you don't remember. If you need more headings or subtitles, like we started out, when I started out doing our district website and club, we only had like 2 or 3 headers at the top, and I went one place to kind of find out what you want on there to get ideas. I go around and snoop other garden club websites to see what they're putting up, to get ideas of how they're arranging it. And so we decided we didn't have enough room at the top for all the subjects. And there was a box or column where I could put more, but I just felt people wouldn't keep clicking on that more, and I wanted it organized a little bit better. So what we did here is we added drop-down boxes under the title. So again, here's national, regional, and state. You could then go to our website and click on National Garden Clubs and only get that information, or you could click on just the state and get that information. underneath on the right-hand side, we have awards/grants. So we have ribbons and certificates, pictures, I believe it's pictures. We have awards list. Our district has district awards, and we recap every year from the national clubs clear down to the district club, what club earned what place. And so there's a list there. It's a PDF attached that goes back 3 or 4 years with all the awards. And then the next one is awards, and the grant application is listed. So I try to put a lot of the important things that the state puts on their website also on our website, so that the district members could go to either. Sometimes they're not as comfortable going to the state website. And so like a grant application, which is important, is on both. Okay, so how you would build that subtitle page is, again, at the top, you would click on pages and the plus comes up. And then you would click on the standard page, just like you would have to make the first page. Then you would type in new page with your new title. And then your new title will, that is in blue highlighted, will always show up at the bottom of your title list. There'll be a little box on the left-hand side with all your title headings on it. And the blue, the new one you've just added, will always be at the very bottom. So you just simply take that and drag it up and put it underneath where you want. So if you're doing awards and you're adding the grant, you would drag it up and have it underneath the award, so it becomes a subtitle of that other category of awards. And so here is your example of the national clubs. Here's the overall title at the top of the website that says National, Regional, State. And the National Garden Clubs, see how it's indented? So this was in blue, and I dragged it up to the top, and you have it indented underneath. So your main headers are the ones out here: newsletter, national, region, and state, and you skip to pictures. So anything that you want to come up under this is indented. Okay, so then you're going to want to add pictures to your website. So it's pretty much all the same. You would click build your page at the top. Click on the image. So the image is this picture here. It's the square and says image. So then you're going to take and drag that image over into your main page. And then that will redirect you to your computer. So like if you wanted a picture uploaded, what I do is make sure that I go to my computer first and make sure I can find that quickly, or it's in my first one listed like in my drop down box. You know what I mean by that? When you go to your hard drive to see what's there, make sure that's going to come up in your one of your drop down boxes, because once you drag your image picture over, this drop down box is going to open up automatically and ask you to find the picture you want to load from your computer. And then you just hit save and it'll go right into the website. So if you want to crop it or do anything ahead of time, I would do all of that on your computer first and then save it, so that once you click, it goes exactly to the web pages how you want it to be seen. You can also add slideshow pictures. So in our district website, we have pictures of the awards and the ribbons that the district has received that are just pictures that don't move. And then we also have a slideshow, and we have drop-down boxes showing the year. So if you wanted to look for pictures of a certain year, and then we have it so you can sit and click on every single picture and look at them, or you can just click and it goes into a slideshow where you just sit back and you watch. If there's only 4 pictures from 1 year, that's all you see. If there's 30 from a year, then you would see all 30 through the slideshow. So it depends on how many pictures you're adding. So at the top, you just click on build a page, and then you would click on slideshow, which is right here. It has arrows and it says slideshow. You'd click on slideshow, drag that over onto your page. Then you would choose how you want the slideshow, what speed you want it. Do you want captions on the top or the bottom? Even if you chose not to do the slideshow and just had standard pictures, you can still, when the picture is loaded on your website, you have a choice at the bottom to add captions. And so I always add a caption. I always make sure that there's a date in there. You have to save that caption on every single picture before you save the whole thing you've done. I take pictures of district events, flower shows. Sometimes I'll say March of 24. I might say the date. I try to change it up to make it a little bit interesting. We put names. We really don't put last names. But if we had someone win the Betty Belcher Rosette ribbon, we might take a picture and say, Susie won that. So again, that's up to you of how you want to do pictures or list names or not. But being this is our history and we don't have scrapbooks anymore, the more you can label. I label every single picture. It kind of gets monotony when I'm doing, 10 pictures from one district meeting and I can copy and paste the date from the district meeting on all 10 pictures, or you can change it up depending on what you would like to do. You can also add a Word document or PDF file to the computer. I would highly recommend doing the PDF file instead of a Word document, only because some of our members, well, let me go back a little bit. If you can do a Word document and when it opens, when the viewer clicks on it, the viewer then needs to know to download it to their own computer. And a lot of our members don't know that. So that's why I would recommend a PDF, because when you click on the PDF, it opens right up and you don't need to download it to their computer. And so again, when you do the PDF or the Word, you can't make corrections. So make sure the spelling is correct. Make sure it's totally perfect before you upload it. Because once in the website, you can't make spelling error corrections and stuff, because it's just a complete copy of what you're putting into the website. Okay, make sure your file is, I think I've already maybe talked about some of this. Make sure your file is located into your computer first. Open up a new page, type the description or title of your PDF file. Highlight so then to add your PDF in, you would then, so let me back up again. So you would go to your page you're building and you would say like NGC Flower Show. And if you wanted to attach the registration form or something for that, you would then type NGC Flower Show. You would then highlight the text that you just typed in. Oops, I gotta go back a page. Oh dear. Okay, so you would type in what you want it to come up as. You would then highlight that. Then at the top on your toolbar, you go to that link where you can link another website or link a PDF. Click on the file. A drop-down box in the website comes up and gives you choice. You can link it from a file. You can link it from an email. There are several places you can link it from. So then I usually do it on a file. So I would click on file and then scroll down and it'll ask open in a new window. You click on open in a new window, and then there's a little scale bar at the bottom of the website page. It'll show you it's loading. And once it's complete, you can see it move along. So once it's complete, then the color of what you had listed, like NGC Flower Show, the color of that text will change, which means it's been loaded. So it'll change to a different color. And then also, if you put your cursor underneath where you just loaded that wording, it'll tell you, you can remove it or you can remove it or change it. So if it has a little box come up, you know it's clicked or uploaded. And that's how I did a lot. I got ideas. I went to other clubs, other districts, other states. I enjoy, when I'm bored, not a lot lately, anyway, during COVID, when I was home a lot, I would go to other states and get ideas, and you can copy a link that they have. You can go to Washington State Native, it should be Plant Society, not Pant Society, sorry about that, or Master Gardeners, and you can link their entire sites to your website also for more information. Okay, so then again, you can add a new page, type on that page your title and highlight it. To add Master Gardener's information, you'd go to the Master Gardener's website address or the Ursula at the top, and you would right click to copy it, and then you would click on the link it on the website, and it would go right into your website. So once you've done this, and what I would recommend is that you do something and then save it. I would not work for hours on this, and I would do one thing, save it. Do one thing, save it, because then you're not going to lose it, especially when you're new. And I do that still now, and I'm still learning every single time I go in there, because I self-taught myself everything. I took this over, was not given any instructions, nothing written on paper. So I have a binder that's right next to my computer, and when I've learned something, I write it down so that then next time I go to do it, I can reference of how to do it. And I would recommend doing that. And then whoever's your next webmaster, you pass these notes on. So I would enter a page and then save it. So how you're going to save it is it's actually called publish. And you can't see it right here, but over on the right-hand side of my example, in blue, it says click on publish in blue. And you click on publish, and it goes immediately live to your site. So then what you can do is go open up another screen and go in like you're viewing your website, and go in like a member would and go to what you just uploaded, check it out, make sure it looks okay. If it doesn't, sign back in again, change it, and then publish it again. So don't be afraid to publish it, because you can go right back in and delete it and do it again that same day or again the next day. I tend to do a lot of my changes more in the evening, late at night, so that maybe people aren't on the website. I don't know how it would work if I was changing something or deleting, but anyway, late at night, I go in and play with it or test it and go in and look at it. And then if it doesn't look right, you just delete it right back down. So no one's going to see your mistakes. Yeah, just kind of redo and republish. This is what the screen, after you've hit the publish button, this is what the screen will show up with, and it'll just say website published, and it tells you the website, and then I just X out at the top to get out of it. So when this page shows up, you don't have to do anything. When I first log in, because I do manage both my club and the district, and they're set up, well, I don't know if they're one account and then split, but when I log in, I have to choose if it's my club account I want to work on or if it's the district I want to work on. So you know, if you're doing two, make sure you're on the correct one. It also gives you information, and I haven't gone in and looked at this a lot, but it does recap for you if you want how many views, how many times people have logged in to check your website. Are they looking at one page when they sign in? Are they looking at 10 pages? There's all kinds of stuff. And I'm sure that there's way more stuff that you can do that I don't even know about or have looked at. So I just started doing this as the basics, getting our name out there. We have people that have just shown up at our club and say they saw our website. They want to join. They walk in. We say, how did you know about us? Your website. I've had just recently in the last month or 2 months, a person from the Renton area see our website and said, because in there we have a membership chairman list with information. Our phone numbers, our emails are all listed for contacts. And she contacted us and said she wants to join a club. And I said, well, there are more in the Renton area that would be closer to where you live. I mean, we get all kinds of people. We, as a club, have now put a limit on our membership of 40. We just don't want to grow larger than that. And we have a waiting list to join. And basically that's because we've gotten our name out there in public for the district website and the club website. So what do you want your website to look like? What information do you want to include? Like I said, snoop around at other websites for ideas. This is only the basics. You know, if you just started by getting a page set up, and I would do one page for where you meet, the contact, maybe your officers. And then as you do an event, you know, I wouldn't try to build this at one time. The ones that you might look at, and you're welcome to go to ours. And like I said, they're not perfect. It's taken a couple of years to build them to where they are. Each year well, one thing, we apply for an award each year. So it kind of forces you to, because you need to say what's new or what's different. So it kind of forces you, oh, well, let's add another tab. You know, what can we say we've done different? And it takes time, and it'll take some months or years to get it built. But if you just get your name, location, and contact information out there, you should start getting new members. So that's all I have. We'll take some time. We got plenty of time left to go through questions. And also Chris Hill, who's doing a great job on the state website, probably can answer a lot of questions. She's doing she's not using Weebly, but I don't know how different or same they might be. So you pick a program and you just go in and play with it. Publish it. If it's not correct, go back and fix it and publish it again. So yeah, just good luck. You got to start somewhere. So I'm going to unshare so I can see everyone's faces, and then we can talk and take questions. So Judith, you're on mute. Go ahead. You need to unmute.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Okay, now you got all this on Weebly. Do you have a system for backing this up onto a disk or a computer? So if Weebly goes down, you still have the information accessible?
Kind of. It's just at my home computer. I do have a external hard drive that it should be being stored on. But that is a question I need to get answered more and make sure, because so much of it has become our history. You're correct that if I can't get in or if my computer crashes, we don't want to lose what's there. So there is a way to do it. I just have not done it.
Okay. Thank you.
Linda Wells, you had a question? Okay, is it Leanne?
Do you set up any differently if you're viewing it on a PC or an iOS device?
Does it view differently?
Yes. Do you know if it does?
I don't know for sure. I would think that yes, it would, because like your iPad is smaller. I do know that when I send out our flower show schedules on my main computer, and then I go to my iPad to view it, it does distort it. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I would think that it might.
Okay. So there's not like a universal, you can view it anywhere and it's going to look the same. It'll look different on different devices.
Yeah, not that I know of. You would again just have to try it and play with it to see.
And then one other
Um,
question I have is, when you've uploaded a PDF file and then you have to keep that little PDF icon there, or can you just highlight the information and you click on it and you open up the PDF?
I've done it a couple ways. That's a great question because a lot of your members aren't going to know to click on something. So lots of times at the top of the page, if I have a lot of attachments on one page, I'll say, click on each attachment or click on each title, or else I'll say, click here. So I do give the members some instructions of where to click.
Okay.
So mine probably aren't as consistent as they could be. Yeah, but you kind of have to tell them where to click.
Okay.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Diane?
Yeah, I was a little confused. At one point, you were talking about either a Word document or a PDF, and you said on the PDF, check it carefully before uploading. You cannot change anything once it's uploaded. And then later you were talking about, checking it, check as a viewer, go back and make
Oh, well,
corrections.
right. So yeah, if you uploaded a PDF and you found a spelling error, you can't change that spelling error within your website. You would have to remove that document, go to your computer, fix the spelling error, and then re-upload that document.
Okay.
So you
Then at
can, so anything that's wrong, you change by deleting it, taking it off the site, fixing it, and then re-adding it to the site.
Okay, so when you were talking about the publish there and saying, check as a viewer and you can correct and republish, that's deleting what's there.
Yes. So
And
what
then-
you would do, so say that you've uploaded a PDF and then you publish it and then you log back in as a member would just to look at it. And you see that something is wrong, then you go back into the website, the web as a webmaster, and then you would go to where that mistake is, and then it will show you delete it. A little icon will come up when you hover over that title, and then you'll delete it there, and then you'll republish it because you've deleted it.
Okay, so you actually have to recreate that
Yeah.
page then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you would just go back to your PDF that you already have saved in your computer and fix the error and then just re-upload it. It's quick to do. Yeah.
Proofread before you publish is great.
Yeah.
A lesson we all need to learn.
definitely.
Joyce?
When I'm adding images, and in particular, I've got like 50 club members, every time I want to move one of the pictures, it jumps around. So I'm trying to get columns and rows, and it doesn't seem real user friendly for how I can rearrange the pictures. And I'm wondering if the paid version would solve that problem for me.
I don't know. I have had that problem too, not in the picture portion or the slideshow portion, but yet when I'm adding award certificates just as a picture on one page, it's based on the little, Joyce, you notice the little spacing bars come around in red. And what I found is if I'm going to enter 4 certificates that we got from the state for an award, I'll drag over 4 image boxes at one time. So they'll space out those 4 boxes. If you drag one at a time and then you put your picture in and drag another at a time, it distorts it. And still it does. That's one thing I haven't figured out. I just sit here and play with it and play with it till it looks okay. So I really can't help you there. That's a question that I need to call in and have someone walk through and tell me how to do that.
Okay, I'll give them a call.
Yeah, it's doing that because you'll see the little boxes in red come up that says spacing. And I try to double click on those to move the spacing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that is a little bit tricky.
Okay, thank you. I'll give him a call.
Okay,
Thanks.
any other questions? So how many of you are gonna go home or go today and try to start it up? Hopefully, like I said, don't be afraid. You know, I volunteered to do this. I don't know. I was only in I've only been in garden club 10 years.
Mhm.
And to me, that's not that long. And I took on this project probably my second, maybe third year, probably second year into it. And the site was already set up. I went in, changed the password, started learning how to do it and just playing at night, trying it, deleting it, making myself notes. So, yeah, just like I said, get it set up, get your club information, contact, and then make sure your members go back in and Google it enough so that it starts popping up when people in your town Google garden club. So,
Mhm.
Kathy, I think you make a really good point on all of these things that you're recommending. But I think the one that really jumps out at me and hopefully will jump out to others is do one page.
mhm.
Just start with one page
Mhm.
that has the basic information on it. And then when you have time, you know, just practice and figure out how you add a picture and or a graphic or something like that. Don't be afraid. The Washington State Federation of Garden Clubs website was just a skeleton until about 6 or 7 years ago. Princess Julie was part of that transition process, and I began to do the same thing, and you just learn a little bit as you go along. Chris is going through the same thing after having now taken on that chairmanship of editing the website. And she will agree, I'm sure, that the same is
Yeah.
true for her.
Definitely.
That you just learn a little
It's
bit as you
always
go
a
along.
lessons learned.
Right, right. But
That's correct.
if you're a creative person, which I think every gardener is in one way, shape, or form, it becomes kind of fun and challenging
Right.
to
Yeah.
go, oh, maybe I could do this. Oh, maybe I could do that, and then
Right.
it enhances your communication tool
Mhm.
with
I had
the public and with your other members.
I had a question come up in the chat.
Sure.
The lady that joined us a little bit late, the reason I talked about Weebly is that just the brand or the business that our club chose or had already chosen before I joined. And it is also free. So there are
Right.
many others. It doesn't have to be that, but this is the only one I know of and have experience, and it's free. And my shining star example would be Joyce that their club didn't have one, and now they have one up and running. And she did that just since last June, just following the same PowerPoint and sitting there through the trials and tribulations of learning how to do it.
Are there any other questions for Kathy? Well, you know where to find her, right, Kathy?
Right.
We thank you so much, Kathy, for your time this morning and for helping us all. Oh, Diane has another question.
Kathy said at the beginning that she would send out a transcript of her notes. Can we be sure that we
Yeah.
get those?
Yeah, let me write down everyone's names real fast here.
I actually have them, Kathy. I could send them to you, except I don't know who A. Finn is.
And she also messaged she can't unmute. So if anybody could walk her through.
I just want to say, Ann Finnegan is the person that's starting our website for Central Valley Garden Club. And yeah, I just had her join too. see what you're all doing. So, yeah,
Is she, is her information listed in the state directory? Or I could find her email?
no, she's a fairly new member. I can send it to you.
That would be great.
And Finnegan. Yeah. I'll
And
send you a
Diane,
copy.
you said you noted the names of the other participants?
I do have them noted,
Oh,
yes.
perfect. Great,
Mhm.
great. Thank you so
All
much.
but all but A Finn and Joya, is that the person that you had joined?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So Joya is going to send out that contact
Okay.
information, Diane
Sure.
and Kathy.
Okay.
Yeah, Anne should be able to unmute herself, but I don't know.
That's okay. We'll get her the email presentation. She can catch up.
Okay, good.
Well, if there's any other questions, I am going to stop recording and I will add again a big thank you to Kathy Johnson. Let's give her a hand. We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.